Hi, my name is Alexey, and today is a big day actually. It is a revolution of Magento to input procedure. Now you can compose and edit your input table in the Google Sheets. That's right. And you can import this Google Sheet right to your Magento 2 catalog. Paste the link, hit input button, that's it. Import's done. How can it be? Well, new release of improved import and export extension by Firebase Studio and release of the master table, which is here to make sure your import table composed properly. The master table, as we call it, is a simple Google Sheet file that is aimed at helping you understand what is required from you when importing products to Magento 2 store. In this video, I will cover the structure of the table and will show you how can it be used to ease the import process using improved import and export extension. But first, a quick introduction. We have created and timed the master table to release of the new version of improved import and export extension. These two can be your time saviors when you are importing product price, products, customers, and other stuff to your Magento 2 store. The master table has been created to lower the entry level to the import process of Magento and help Magento 2 newcomers and experienced store owners to understand what is Magento 2 import procedure. What are the concepts of composing import table? How different product attributes behave? And most importantly, what values are expected and required for certain products? You can download the table in a required file format, say download as, save it to your Google Drive and send it to your friends who have troubles with the input process. In other words, the table is a quick start for product import process. Remember, it is not a complete solution for all the input troubles, rather a quick and comprehensive reference that's aimed at teaching you how to. Now, without further ado, ladies and gents, the master table. So, here we are. This is the table I am talking about. As I was saying, it is a simple Google Sheet where we have tried to accumulate all possible product types, attributes, and features available with improved input and export extension. Let's break it down to show you how it works. So, any import table consists of the two main elements. First is a top row, where all Magento 2 product attributes are listed, starting from SKU, which is a mandatory attribute of any import table, as it identifies the products all other attributes are referenced to, and ending with specific product attributes that are available only for certain product types, such as configurable and bundled products. Except for SKU, you can delete any columns that are irrelevant for your current tasks. For example, on this sheet, I have only left 10 columns that I needed to import a single configurable product. Next, second row and below, we have actual products that can be imported to your Magento 2 store. Magento starts product count from the second row. The first row is used to identify product attributes. That is clear. Now, for the first row. If you hover the mouse over the product attribute or click the cell, you will actually see a hint that explains what this attribute is and what values are expected in the product cells. For example, a store view. As you can see, this column defines the store views the product belongs to. So, whether you want to specify multiple store views, you should use comma as a separator. Let's do this. For example, we have a default store view and we have store view 1. See, in this case, our product will belong to two store views. The store view count can be found under stores, all stores, next, and you need to click required store view and check code column. So, basically, through the whole sheet, you can always refer to the attribute description to make sure the values you are submitting are correct. If fields require the date entered, now let us actually find the field with the date. Here it is, like this one. You can refer to the attribute description to actually see the expected date format. See, here we have it. If fields require complex attribute structure, like configurable product variations, now let's find it. Here it is. You can refer to the description to see how the structure is composed. And you can always refer to the Improved Input and Export extension manual, for it contains all the necessary information to master such complex attributes. Now, some of the cells allow you to actually select the value. Such fields come with data validation and will display an error message if the value you submitted manually is incorrect. For example, product type attribute. You can see if I enter, for example, default, I get a quick error message. Now I can select from this drop-down. As you know, there are 6 product types as Magento 2. Except for these values, this cell can't accept anything, as Magento wouldn't recognize other values. Another example is the attributes that define if a particular option is enabled or disabled. Now let's find such attribute. And here we have minimum advertised price. This column can only contain 2 values, as suggested in the description. 1 if MAP is enabled, 0 or empty cell if it is disabled. To enter a value, you only need to click the drop-down and select it. For example, that's how we enable the MAP, and that's how we disable it. So, I think you get the idea. If you see the cell in the master table that allows you to select one of the predefined values, it means that the cell can only accept the values from the drop-down. Basically, every cell is explained, and you shouldn't be left wondering. Some of the attributes in the master table, such as group and type prices that we can find in the beginning, here is group and there's type prices, are the attributes that will only be relevant if you have Improved Input and Export extension installed. If you hover over such attributes, you will see a note that says it. These attributes introduce new functionality. For example, group attribute allows to specify the SKU of a configurable product the simple product is assigned to. Without this attribute, using native Magento 2 input, you would need to spend much more time on creating configurable products. On the other hand, type prices. Note that prices are plural, in contrary to native Magento 2 attribute, which is type price. This attribute allows to import type prices along with new products to your Magento 2. Without it, you would need to run 2 different input instances and have 2 separate tables. You should get the idea. Another important column is the custom attribute. Here it is, painted carrots. It is another feature of Improved Input and Export extension that allows you to create product attributes on the fly using the input job. For more information on how one can do it, please refer to the extension manual. It explains how to compose new product attributes and introduce them to your input table. In the extension manual, you can also find other extension features that will help you get through the input and export process. Now, let's actually see how can one input this Google Sheet master table to the store using Improved Input and Export extension. I will make this example quick. If you want more thorough introduction to the extension, please find the introductory video on this YouTube channel. I will leave the link in the video description. During the input process, I will mostly focus on the configurable product we have in the table. Here it is. As you can see, it has 9 simple products assigned to it. Each simple product has a tire price applied. Now, here we have it, the tire prices. And all these products follow a TST SKU pattern. You can see it here. Let's check the product catalog to make sure we have no products with such SKU. Now, here we have it. I have already applied the filters. Now let's reload the page and run on. Now head to the input job grid and create a new input job. To do this, click Add New Job button. Here at the job, we first need to enable the job. We need to name it new input job. Select the frequency. How we will be running this job manually, so we don't need to select the frequency. And we can decide what we want: unique URLs, if some of the URLs already exist, and if we want to reindex data after the import. Now for the import settings, we will be importing products, we will be adding and updating our catalog, and we will use a Google Sheet. Now let's actually copy this sheet and paste it in the URL field. Now we need to validate the table. We don't need to map attributes as master table follows the Magento to CSV file pattern. And now for custom logic for creation of configurable products, we needed to enable. We need to create configurable products on the fly. And we select create config product by same attribute of simple product. In this case, we will be using a column group. So we need to specify it here. Here we have it, group. And next we need to select the attributes. Our simple products will be referenced to the configurable product. So we have color and size. As you can see, these are somewhat of the hoodie products. And that's it. We need to save and run this job. Now we hit the run button. And we wait for the job to complete. In the console, you can actually see the process of the input job. So in case you are lost or in case there are any errors, you can always have a reference to it in this very console. So let us admire this loading screen, and the process is over. We have inputted our Google Sheet table successfully. Now let's reload the product catalog and see what products we have. And here we have it. We have our downloadable products that can be found in the bottom of the table, and we have our simple products. It is assigned to a configurable product. Now let's actually check if everything's correct. Here we have all 9 simple products, and we can also check the tire prices that we have inputted from the very same table. Now advanced pricing, and this is it. We have inputted tire prices along with the simple products and assigned these simple products to a configurable product. And this is it. We have just imported several products from a single Google Sheet. Improved import and export extension, ladies and gents. Check it out. And this is it for today's video. I hope it was helpful and strongly advise you to go through the master table. Magento lacks comprehensive guides on input process. Let's be clear. So take advantage of everything you can. By the way, if you have any suggestions or have troubles with particular attributes, make sure to leave a comment below or comment a related blog post or article. We will try to cover your questions and expand on the topics of interest. Let's make the input process simple. If you're looking for introduction to improved input and export extension, check the video description. I will leave all the links below. And if you are not yet following Firebear blog, make sure to do it. Read about Magento updates, extensive comparison of extensions from leading extension developers, and other interesting stuff. Firebear blog check it out. And I will see you next time.